Hello everybody and welcome back to LaineyPlays The Sims 4. We're doing the Orphanage challenge today, so I'm not sure if there's anything like this on the internet yet. I have yet to hear of it, but I created my own challenge for The Sims 4, centered around an orphanage, and the goal is just to get all the kids adopted because the owner hates children! So yes, I'll be explaining the rules that I came up with more in detail a little bit later, but right now I just wanted to go ahead and introduce to you the Sims that I made. So, I made Nancy Barton. She is an adult. She has that snooty walk. Do y'all use these fun walks? I don't often, but when I remember to, I do, and they're just so fun. So let me know in the comments, do you use these walks when you play The Sims? I'm curious. So yeah, what happened to her traits? Anyway, she wants to have this big fancy home, but she hates kids and she's materialistic. And I'm trying to remember. Okay, yes, hot-headed was what I had her. She gets mad so easily because she just hates children so much. She kind of hates everybody. She's like really self-centered and she only cares about herself. But the reason that she has this orphanage is because she was previously married. But her husband left her because she was not fun to be around. So she was all sad. She's like, oh, I don't have a home, I don't have an income. And the state, Newcrest, this is set in Newcrest, so the town of Newcrest was like, we don't have an orphanage. We will fund someone to start an orphanage because we have all these orphan children because there's no homes in Newcrest. So she's funded by the state, we're gonna call it. She's funded by the state to do this orphanage. And she's like, oh yeah, easy money. But yeah, we'll see if it's too much for her. Can she keep these children managed? So here's the first set of kids. Rachel Flowers, she's really fun. I really enjoy her. I love the green eyes. I tried to make her very cream, very light. She's a loner and autistic prodigy. And this is her twin sister. There's a slight difference in their face. Their noses are different heights, but it's really hard to tell. They look almost identical, but I made Marielle more dark. She's in darker themed clothing for all her outfits. And she's a social butterfly and a bookworm. So she's a lot more extroverted than her sister. She's very outgoing, and even though she loves to read books, she doesn't do it often because she's usually too busy meddling in other people's business. So we'll see how that works out. And this is Ben. Ben is cool. He's neat. He's a cute little guy. He's a rambunctious scamp, and he's a genius. So he's kind of has lots of energy, wants to run around, but he's also going to be like the strategizer of the group because he's a genius. So he's going to probably get everybody together, and I'm interested to see how that works. And then Moses is fun. He's cool. He wears different socks. Cute. He's also a social butterfly, so I think he and Marielle are going to either get along or just hate each other. And he's creative, so maybe he'll take to her sister instead. And this is Deson Jr. I named him this because of my friend Dylan. Shoutouts to Dylan. He always wears white. He loves white shoes. And I put this kid in white shoes and I was like, oh, it makes me think of Deson. So Deson Jr. here. No worries, Deson, if you're watching this. I don't think you're gloomy. I randomly generated all of the traits for the children. And I also randomly generated all of their aspirations. So yeah, Deson Jr. is a whiz kid and gloomy. So he's going to be the most likely to make us lose the game because of the no hope component, which I will explain later. And then this is the last little sim I created, Lenora Ridnor. I just love her. This is the first time I've put the new ombre hair on the kid that we got with the backyard stuff pack. So I really like that, and I love this cat shirt. I love cats, so that's nice. I really enjoy that. And then I love socks, and she just looks so cute. Just love it. She's also rambunctious scamp. We've got 2 rambunctious scamps because I know Ben is also one. And she's a glutton, so yeah. She's hip. She's hipper than the rest. Look at that hair. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Here's the house that I built, the mansion. So right now, for the purpose of this challenge, I know she does hate children. Oh, children! There's so many of them. For the purpose of this challenge, right now, her orphanage that she has is temporarily funded. Okay, and so what she's trying to do is she's trying to get it permanently funded. But we're trying to keep her from doing that. We're trying to save all the children and get them adopted before she can get it permanently funded. So some of the rules are only one child can be adopted per day, so that it's not too easy. If more than one could be adopted per day, then too easy, right? We don't want it to be too easy. Children are not allowed to leave the lot except for to attend school. And then every Sunday, so this is actually going to play into one of the ways that she can get permanent funding, which means we lose the challenge. Every Sunday, except for the first day, of course, because it starts at Sunday, a new child is added to the household from the adoption interaction on the computer. Or what I wanted to do is you guys can actually submit kids for this. If you want to create your own kids in The Sims and upload them to the gallery with the hashtag LaineyPlays. And I'll put that in the description so you know how to spell it and everything. I'd love that. I'd love to see what you guys can create. Put some Sims up there, and I'll definitely put them in here for this challenge. I hope I don't have to pick too many because I want to win. So, yeah. But there is one way that we can avoid getting more kids. If the existing children can make Nancy the head of the household, they can make her angry. I'm just not realizing this is going to be way too easy. If they make her angry every single day of the week, she doesn't have to adopt another child, because the thought behind that is she's so frustrated she can't fill out paperwork. But I think I'm going to actually take that out, because now realizing just from being near the children, she gets angry, so they don't even have to do anything. So I'm actually going to take that out. We're going to guarantee to get a kid every Sunday, so go ahead and submit those kids for me. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get rid of all these kids in 7 days, so I will be able to use some of y'all's Sims in this challenge. And then, so every single day, there's going to be one family. I'm just going to pick people walking off the street that comes and tries to adopt a kid. And the way the kids get adopted is they have to interact with that family 3 times, so they have to have 3 interactions with, if it's one Sim, 3 interactions with that one Sim. If it's a couple of Sims, 3 interactions total. So with either Sim, it can be all with one Sim, 2 with one with another. You know, either way is fine. And then after that, they're only going to be there for 2 hours. Time limit of 2 hours for the adult Sims. Once the adult Sims come to this building, they're only going to be able to be here in this adoption area to meet the kids for 2 hours. So in that 2 hours, however many of these kids become eligible for adoption, I'm going to roll a D10. That's a 10-sided dice. I'm going to roll a 10-sided dice for each kid. And if they get a 10, good for them. They got adopted. That's fantastic. If they get an 8 or a 9, then we're going to pretend that the family wanted to adopt the kids, but Nancy over here, oh, she hates them. These poor kids. Look how happy she is. Yeah, if they get an 8 or 9, they want to adopt, but Nancy kind of convinces them otherwise, and we'll talk about ways to avoid this in a little bit. If they get a 6 or a 7, same kind of a thing. They were on the fence about adoption, but Nancy kind of pushed them to not adopt. And then 1 through 5, the family just didn't like the kid. It wasn't for it. So ways to make the convincing not happen from Nancy is the kids can present themselves in such a way that the parents become immune to her charismatic skills. So if the kids have an A in school, they have like really good grades, they can roll a 9 or a 10 to get adopted. So if they roll that 9 and Nancy tries to convince the family, oh, no, you don't want this kid, then the family's just going to be like, whatever, lady, they got good grades. I want this child. And then they get the child and the child's fine. Once a kid gets adopted, you know, we'll just use household manager to transfer them to that family. And yeah, so another way to increase adoption chances is if the kid in that short 2 hours just becomes friends with the adult, if they just like spam interactions. So if they just like heartfelt compliments, like 10,000. Oh, you don't have any parents. Anyway, if they spam interactions with the adult, become friends in that 2 hours, then they can also roll an 8 to get adopted. So you can end up, if you have good grades and you interact, you can end up becoming really high chances of adopting. And there are some special characters in this game that I'm gonna introduce. Each of them have little special components, not all of them, but a few of them do. And I'm gonna talk about those later, or I'm actually gonna link in the description. I typed up a Google Doc of the full rules for this challenge. If you wanna go check that out, it has everything, FAQs, you know, the setup that you need to do for it. Really simple, it's all explained there. You know, you don't wanna listen to me just talk about this forever. You wanna see me play the game. So that's kind of it for the introduction on the rules. You win the challenge once all the children get adopted, because then funding stops. And Nancy hears tough luck, no more funding for her orphanage. So then the children are saved from her evil deeds. You can lose the challenge if the orphanage receives permanent funding. And the way that happens is so we know on Sunday a new kid comes. So let's say this whole week nobody gets adopted. Sunday comes, we get a 7th child, then that's 8 Sims in the household. There's no space. If a whole nother week goes by and nobody gets adopted, and it's Sunday's here, it's time to adopt a kid, but there's no space, then there's such a high need for the orphanage that she gets like a permanent funding grant from the government, and all the kids are doomed. They're doomed. We also lose a challenge if we all lose hope. If there's no hope, which is where Deson comes in. So the way we all lose hope is if all the children have a sad emotion at the same time. So I don't know if Deson's going to run around sharing melancholy thoughts and make everybody lose hope really quickly. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but that's the other way that we can lose. So the two ways you can lose are permanent funding and everyone loses hope, and then the way you win is you save all the kids and they all get adopted. And I'm so excited to play this challenge. I really want to see how it goes, because I like that part of it is kind of the luck of the dice. It's random. So, you know, there's only so much I can do. I can do my best, but there's only so much I can do. So yeah, you know, that's about it. And I guess I'll see you guys later in the next episode. And as always, these Sims will be available on the gallery. And yeah, so check me out on the gallery. Origin ID is LaineyPlays. Hope to see you guys next time.